To a tarot person. I don't necessarily do these sorts of readings, but I did, however, feel called to this deck in the same way that somebody else who synchronistically came to some resonant theories was pulled to this very deck. So that said, we're going to go ahead and do this reading. The first card pulled is the Master of Flames. So I'm going to go ahead and read the Suit of Flames. We went over the Master the other day, but I think this is like a really important part to read on because it's very much so relevant to the card. So the Suit of Flames, rarely, if ever, will you find a tarot deck that has that brazenly represents this suit as fire. For there are still so many dark and contorted perceptions of the flame in historical and contemporary mysticism. This suit has been traditionally represented as wands with fiery buds or new leaves stemming from their branches. The Starseed journeyer knows that she is a spark of divine flame, a co-creator of the universe, and that the element of fire represents pure potential for creation. Flames in the suit of spirit and the fiery will. Flames? It says flames is, okay, it really says that. Flames are the suit of spirit and fiery will. The explosive energies of the inspired, enthusiastic, and the passionate seeker. Fire is transformative. It is fuel for the soul, a sacred vehicle of divine inspiration and the awareness of one's own godliness. It is the highest vibration of the tarot suits and one that depicts the spiritual seeker's journey of initiation and determination in the passage of this lifetime. So that's the Suit of Flames, and now I would like to read the Master. Enter the ultimate male authority. The Master is as much about a figure of authority in the querent's life as it is about that aspect within oneself. An inner strength and knowledge of the domain of the suit is represented. He has achieved mastery of his own process, overcoming the ego self and reaching pure consciousness of the field of influence, his kingdom that he has mastered. Mastery also implies an understanding of the yin-yang harmony in spirit. He is aware of the gentility of love, the harmony in spirit. He is aware of the unconditional depth of those waters and can reach into the feminine aspect of his being to exalt the energies of himself and chalices, emotions, and all other suits. This is a card of arrival. It carries significant responsibilities within it. Masters are leaders. Their wisdom and authority are best utilized when they turn them back out to the society for the greater good of all. So, so much with this first card. And this is the Sirian tarot deck, Starseed tarot deck by Patricia Corey. This was the first reading that I ever did because I really, like I said, I don't really do tarot, but I was called to this deck for a collective reading, just to bring in, an anchor and some divine assistance. And boy, did we get that glow! Did we get it? Okay. So, next I'm gonna go to the Chariot, but I want to put my hair up and to spark a doob in my legal state of marijuana smoking. Ooh, that looks fun. Anyway. So. And I just thought this was crazy too because the whole, this is something that I was wowed about on my own, but the whole 12 strands of DNA operating on the 13th octave. That was something that was channeled through me, and something that has come in confirmation after confirmation from different sorts of sources. And I loved that, like, it said it in this deck. And then to be divinely guided, you know, within this deck to, you know, other aspects of this collective, it is just so powerful. And I just think that the messages in here are so relevant for the collective consciousness that is coming into itself at this time. Oh boy, how does it feel to know everything that you've ever been through in your life has had a purpose? All the suffering was not for nothing. It's crazy. This sage in here, whatever. Okay. So the Chariot. Okay, actually, let me go ahead and read you, like, because it talks about the starseeds and the major arcana. It's on page 9, which I love it, because my numerology number is 9, okay. But it talks about the DNA part here, so I'm going to go there. It says, like a meteor racing across the horizon, a glowing sphere of light careens across the night sky, about to nest in the garden of Gaia, planet Earth. The soul of a starseed being is about to be birthed into the physical reality, lush and inviting. The three-dimensional realm opens like the crystalline lotus, preparing to receive new life in a field of possibility that is the starseed's own creation. It carries 13 strands of light-encoded DNA. Okay, just saying. The 12 perfected strands of Christ consciousness, and the 13th, the Master. Sorry, it's really exciting. Okay, whatever. Okay. Yeah. So around which the 12 rotate throughout sacred symbolism, 12 disciples and the Christ, 12 crystal skulls and the Master. 12 zodiac constellations around the central sun. Number 0. This key is the depiction of soul leaping into the physical. It is spirit preparing it to manifest form. It is the conscious intention before biological life begins. In the twilight of the night sky, the brightest star in our galaxy, Sirius, illuminates the way. The starseed key represents ultimate trust in the divine, a leaping forward, fearless and resolute. It is about trusting that at the soul level, we know exactly where we are headed, and when we want to manifest as earthly beings. And wait, it says headed and when we want to manifest, yeah, whatever. So when the card appears in a reading, it speaks of, it doesn't really matter, because I did not realize that this was the Starseed card. See, this is how much I know about this crap. But I just think that, like, the message is so relevant for people who do know, like, how to read the placements of these cards. So I'm just gonna put it out there, and y'all do what you need to do with it. So anyways, the Starseed is just a part of the major arcana. It's not actually, like, whatever. I just really love that it said the part about the 12 strands of DNA. Okay, bye. We are headed to the Chariot. The Chariot. The Chariot. One of the more difficult keys to interpret is the Chariot. Who is the charioteer and what is he racing towards? A starseed journeys along the path of earthly existence. He or she realizes that there will be challenges to face and that these may require independent action. Many are we who have come into body at this time as true spirit warriors. And the road can be treacherous. Darkness and light pull at the reins of our being as we race ahead, learning that it is our focused mind and intention that harness the forces driving us forward. Lord Krishna holds the reins representing the proper use of the focused mind and to train and master the senses. It reminds Starseed that when we connect to our higher mind with clarity of intent and purpose, we move forward in the light of divine guidance. Our personal Krishna harnesses the forces that pull at the reins of our lives, darkness and light, and moves the chariot forward, always seeking resolution to the polarity of opposing forces. Our own darkness and light, our demons and our divinity. The chariot is the body vehicle through which mind, spirit, and form are manifest. The horses represent the sensate tools and our own physical power that we utilize in our journey through life. The reins in the hands of Lord Krishna are the depiction of right mind, which direct the senses to move us forward. He reminds us that we are not alone in this mission of life and that we do always have a divine guidance in our race towards our goals. Words associated with the chariot are focused intent, determination, goal orientation, achievement, ambition, victory. To the querent, it says, go forward now and harness your desire with the higher consciousness you always can access. Depending on the keys that come with it in a reading, this can be about relationships, business matters, or any other dream waiting to be made manifest. Or the collective dream, which is manifesting, okay? What am I racing towards? I love how it gives you like questions like to think about, like, you know, sit with. Am I entering into a battle? And if so, how do I hold the reins in this situation? What is my intent upon achieving? What unforeseen forces represented in the full moon that illuminates the path of the charioteer are at work in the situation? What is my motivation? Okay, so that's it. Three of Orbs. It's my favorite, I think. Three of Orbs. On a dark and stormy background, three dull, gloomy orbs form a trinity in the sky. To the left, dark skies and clouds threaten a rainstorm, but on the right, on the horizon, the sun shines through. A fierce bolt of lightning, symbol of illumination, shoots down from the heavens, striking two opposing orbs and surrounding the third, which sits lower on the horizon. It is a problematic card filled with the obscurities of the mind's own illusions. Through the dark hour of the soul, when all appears to be dim and the mind's eye is clouded to the vision of the higher purpose of difficult or painful experiences of life, the light of understanding is within your grasp. Divine wisdom is laced. Divine wisdom is laced through experience. When we are able to fully understand that where there is darkness, there is too light, we begin to transmute the suffering into a learning experience. The card invites us to conquer the mind's focus on pain and loss and look into the light, where we can transform our thoughts into acceptance and forward motion. Moving beyond the uncertainties of two, what new element is taking shape in your mind and stirring you emotionally? What core beliefs or convictions have to be let go of in order to allow the possibility of a whole new paradigm to come forward? What is being added to your perception that allows you to form new and more complex ideas? How can you accept the pain of your loss and learn from it as a process of your soul's progression? What fear of separation or infidelity is causing you to suffer? What new insights have you gained from this process? And that is the Three of Orbs. And I believe this concludes